brain is an incredibly important and powerful organ. It tells my body what to do. It keeps my heart beating. It's responsible for any weird dreams that I have, and it allows my body to move around. But how can one organ that looks like a blob of spaghetti noodles possibly do all of this? For one, it doesn't do it without help from its friends in the nervous system.
Raise your hand if you've ever done something without thinking. I hope everyone's hand is raised because your body is constantly doing so.
That blinking reflex is a great example. The brain is just one part of the nervous system, which is also composed of the spinal cord, nerves, and neurons. Now, the spinal cord is kind of like the middle player in a body's game of telephone. For example, in a reflex, sensory neurons detect a stimulus like burning your hand on something hot, and they send the signal to the spinal cord, which decides whether or not the brain should be involved. In this case, we have no time to waste, so the signal goes straight back out to other neurons, this time motor neurons, which are responsible for moving your hand away as fast as you can. This is called a simple neural reflex. Simple because the brain doesn't need to know about it. But luckily, the brain doesn't need to feel left out because it has so many other things going on. For instance, if I want to flex my beautiful bicep, I first have to think about flexing, and that signal gets transmitted from my brain to the neurons and then to my muscle. So how does this work? Well, we have our friend the neuron, composed of a cell body, axon, and axon terminal. If we zoom in on that axon terminal, we'll see these bubble-like structures called presynaptic vesicles, which contain neurotransmitters. These are going to be our best friends when it comes to communicating a signal to different cells, including other neurons. So in order to be released, they have to get the green light from the neuron. And when we think about contracting our muscle, that signal moves along the neuron by way of sodium ion, or Na+, channels, opening their gates one after another in a domino effect. And this changes the voltage inside of the cell, a phenomenon known as depolarization. Me? No, not you, but polar bears have neurons that do this too. The change in voltage inside the cell caused by sodium entering opens another channel, this time for calcium ions, or Ca++, to come on in. Now the neuron knows it needs to set the neurotransmitters free. So the membranes of the presynaptic vesicles fuse with the walls of the neuron to push out those neurotransmitters. Now they're chilling in this space between the neuron and the target cell, called the synapse. Yay, we're free! But not for long. The target cell has receptors where the neurotransmitters can bind. And once this happens, it triggers a response in the muscle cell, which leads to contraction of the muscle. And the most incredible thing is that all of this happens in a split second. It's how I was able to move my mouth to speak to you today, how you were able to move your finger to click on this video, and how I'm able to wave bye and tell you thanks for watching.